international law, and the David E.B. truth. Folks, this is an explosive video. It's breaking. It's major. There's a lot of folks I've tagged in this video. Not all for the same purpose. There's a choice to be made. There's a choice to be made. Do you want to be in the rules-based order? Or do you want to be in a tyranny that probably leads to communism? Canada and its soldiers, its veterans from World War II joined the Allies in freeing the world, creating for the first time, everybody look at me, wow, it should be explosive to every Canadian. It should. You should have lineage as a old stock Canadian with family members who were actual veterans of World War II who may have gave their lives or have now since passed on, but fought that war for the first time in human history, fought for two countries, two called Russia under the former Soviet Union and the United States of America, we the people. Two republics, a new concept called communism, relatively new, not very old when it came to be. It's since been proven to be a failure, but at the height of it, at the choice of socialism and fascism, made a Y on the road. Those two countries cemented real international human rights. Rights that no human being had ever seen before. Not necessarily the original Russian Federation and the current Russian Federation, or the 250-year-old this year United States of America. For them, multi-generational, especially America, won't know what I'm talking about. They made crimes like rape a crime before 5,000 years of history said that's not a crime, that's a right of the entitled. Yeah. She should have been going for water early in the morning to make breakfast. She wanted it. That is human civilization all the way up to a country like Canada, 1982. 1982. I'm giving this video, in the link of this title, is a covenant, an international binding world law that came out of the victorious allies of World War II. It's all on a specific covenant that I've gone through. I've gone through so much in binding world law. Laws that Canadians were supposed to be educated in since World War II. Many Americans, with their vast civics, are born into it, think nothing of it. Hell, it's been 250 years. They know not any other reality. So many generations. Americans, that's part of their DNA. Not for you, Canadians. Not even close. Your government, along with the former Soviet Union, current Russian Federation, one of the victorious allies of World War II, and the United States of America, USA, came together in a covenant called the Rights of Political and Civil Society. All people. UN covenant on political and civil rights. Bound, yes, in America, absolutely, through the civil rights movement. Soviet Union put it through. First in the world to sign it. Why? Because they created it. They bound it into law because they saw how evil socialism can go when it parties with fascism, which is entirely Canada. Canada followed the United States tit for tat. 1992, Canada, following USA, not only ratified it, cemented it forevermore for all Canadians. Apparently. But not today. Not with Premier David Eby. He took that binding world law document and he ripped it in half, got up on a pulpit and said, these people, without any civil or political rights, I have determined to be treasonous, and I'm calling upon all Canadians who watch my viral video to treat them as such. Well, I'm sorry, David Eby, you're in gross violation of international binding world law. I tagged 2 specific people, one of which I've never ever tagged yet to date. But I'm pulling out my card as a Canadian and a world scholar in international law, a get out of jail free card. Not my jailing, but so much for all Canadians, get out of jail free card. I am going to start a signature drive like I did several years ago. I did many to the United Nations Security Council, and I promise you they've all got them. I even got action on many fronts. I'm the only Canadian in my class to ever do such a thing. World changing. It's a beautiful thing. I don't even care about media. I don't. But I tell all of you today, Canada in a panic, on a fraud of Alberta independence, on a team of fraudsters who manipulates many Alberta successionists. Throwing away international law, did in fact go to the United States, did lie about an entire amount of information on the United States, whom clearly denies that the Donald J. Trump administration denies everything Jeffrey Rath has claimed, and denies the Alberta Prosperity Project entirely. Entirely. Denies it. It's all a news story. It's one little clip on a bottom line. That's not the problem. And I get a get out of jail. I give this for a get out of jail free card for the Alberta Prosperity Project folks. I know you're Tories. Did you know the United States of America, entirely the Trump administration, and almost all the Democrats, at least the ones in power with the brain, know exactly who you are. They know all your civil society connections. I gave a course on the civil society to all Alberta separatists under me in 2018. I did that. I delivered it. I even gave a list of all the names of them, how they're filed, what to understand, what to know, the evil, the rot of it. I warned Albertans, not the rest of Canada. Haven't put on such a course. But I did that for Alberta successionists leading into 2019. Largely all of them, lots of them still follow me, largely all of them have been thrown to the side as the Tories, as I've told you aka Premier Daniel Smith, have decided, along with the king of all Tories, the king, the central kingpin king. If you don't know what a Tory is, I taught you on the last video. And there's Whigs. They're bad. David Eby's a Whig. Oh, he's a Whig. Doesn't matter in America or in the world of the victorious Allies. These people are not legally to be. Not legally to be. You have a backdoor at this point in time as I give this video. You can turn around and admit to the folks of Alberta all of your manipulations, all of your lies, including Jeffrey Rath, who works for Daniel Smith, who is trying to pit, along with King of all Tories, Mark Carney, against China, who also knows, they're not tagged in this video, because they have not bound and ratified the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Because even you stupid, ignorant Tories, you lowly, dirty, filthy Tories, and Whigs, at least those who've usurped the Whigs. Don't worry, I'm getting into Quebec, and I'm going to tell you why Quebec is going to get independence by Christmas. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've been all over the world. You Tories that are in bed with Daniel. I have to switch providers. I do it all the time. Where I'm at, it's good, but I'm remote, and it's horrific Arctic here. Versus China for an effectual end for this crown socialist and fascist system as a middle power. You've been snuffed out by both China and the United States. They've both warned you. They laugh at you. They know. Mark Carney's done. His hollow ass threats are undone. Mercosur Beijing, I can tell you all, I spent a year in what's called UNAM. If you don't know about entirely all Spanish and Portuguese, South, Central, and Island states, they're Mexico. They're like France. They're like France over the European Union. Spent a year with them. Learned every single country. Graduated, finished. I know everything about it. They push out propaganda and fear for anyone following people like me, or people who know how it really is, who follow the crown throughout the world and learn the truth that Mexico could give two shits about Canada. They know they're dirty and corrupt. USA the other, playing on China of South America. Mark Carney's not going to get a Mercosur deal. He won't. And he won't get an Beijing deal either, even though he's promising all of Canada's wages against the United States on the USA will fold on absolutely all of Mercosur and Beijing, except for USA is talking to China, talking to the rest of the world. What David Eby did today, what these Tories threaten not only their livelihoods, their social fabric, entirely their financial success in life, which is protected and bound in many, many international laws Canada signed with the United States of America. What David Eby did today was a crime. I'm not excusing I'm not excusing Alberta Prosperity Project. I'm not excusing any of them. What they've done is wrong. But I'm going to present the path forward to call to account David Eby for his breach of an international binding law where he violated so many people against all of that security of the person in political and civil rights, down to as are all first ministers and the Prime Minister of Canada. Folks, I'm going to be outlining two real representatives, real email that delivers us on the world stage. We're going to finish this for once and for all. I can't speak for the evil of where Alberta succession has gone, the false claims they've made against the American administration. That's not me and nothing I'm about. But I am going to tell you about Plamondon and PQ and their very real, credible threat of Canada, and how every Quebecois, because of the Tory Mark Carney, who deeply offended all Francophones in Canada in a false relation and the 7-Year War. A massive lie against the United States of America leading up to the War of Independence, and a massive lie against all Francophones of Quebec, who now have surged, dropping all the Liberals who are led not by a Whig, that didn't offend them more than anything, but by a Tory named Mark Carney, who's responsible for Alberta Prosperity Project, who's responsible for Daniel Smith, responsible for so much horror in Canada and the end of manufacturing in what? The Central Province, the House of Canada, Ontario. He sacrificed all of it. And now he's got a troll named Doug Ford, who just 2 weeks ago said all of this is bad, we've got to stand against it, but now all of a sudden he's Mr. United Canada, Mr. Tory again. Don't worry about all my manufacturing jobs in Ontario. They'll be good slaves. They'll learn to work for $10 an hour or $2.50 a month, whatever comes first in the new world order under the Tories. One king, one set of landowners, and the rest will pray the likes of a concrete wall. That is Doug Ford. That is Mark Carney. That's absolutely Daniel Smith. That's Jeffrey Rath. That's Alberta Prosperity Project. All one thing. The Liberals are finito. Justin Trudeau ensured that. Mark Carney swept in, full-on Tory. And Quebecois, Francophones, see through it entirely in Mark Carney's attempt to rewrite French-Canadian, French-American history, including America's history. It's game over for Canada, folks. And I'm going to finish what I've started in international law, what I've done for First Nations in Canada, what I've done for other groups in Canada, and highlights I've done around the world. And I promise you all, over the course of this week, we're going to take David Eby to the UNSC under the UN Covenant on Political and Civil Rights. We're going to register him. We're going to formally make that complaint. And we're going to show the allies of World War II we know what Canada is. We know what they're going to be as socialists and fascists, and we won't stand for it. God bless you all. Wait for the release. Sorry about the choppy. I don't make the weather. I don't make the Arctic vortexes. I don't make this truth. It's the truth. And we're going to get it done, and I'm going to show you all how to do it. Has to be done. God bless. Love you all. Share, share, share. Get it out there. Bye now.